Hey guys, how's it going today? Alright, so today we're going to be making a hopefully beautiful Seahorse card. Um, so we'll see about the beautiful part, see how it turns out. So I'm just going through taking some distress ink and doing the old technique of using this sheet here, maybe up in the corner just a bit. I don't want too much of that vintage photo. I really want more of this antique linen. I'm going to throw just a bit of Stormy Sky in there for good measure. And we'll kind of see what colors we end up liking. Alright, so I've pre-cut some my little tag things here for the base of the card. So we're just going to kind of swish it around. Oh yes, oh yes, 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 yes. Oh, so good. I love this technique. Probably just because it's so messy. Okay, so let's get one more. Because you could mess up and you don't want to waste that ink anyway, So you kind of want to swish it all up there. That is not enough. So let's go back with a little of that. Oops, a little of that. That. I don't know, I kind of like that Stormy Sky, so we'll just put them all back. Okay, and you can just spray, spray, spray. I don't really know how much water it really needs to be, but this is not watercolor cardstock, so we're going to have to dry this out a bit with our heat tool in a minute. Okay, not too bad. We could use just a hint more. Let's go some purple and some vintage photo. Now that's a wilted violet, by the way. I just say purple. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So, I do have another one cut, but we'll just soak up the rest of that ink, and we'll use that for something sometime. Okay, so I just have my roll of paper towels here. Don't even unroll them, but you know how it goes. Alright, so let's kind of dry these off just a little bit. Sorry about the noise. It'll just be a minute. We'll kind of decide which one we like better. They do seem to really soak up the water more than I originally thought. I try to keep flipping them so that it doesn't warp the paper too much. This one here is a little more saturated. Okay guys, sorry about that. The drying took way longer than I thought. Okay, so I'm going to move these distress inks up and out of our way. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and remove this because I don't think we'll need this part anymore. Alright. I think all of our little paper here will be good enough. Alright, so now we need to do some stamping on these tags. And we are going to use a beautiful stamp from Lost Coast Designs. And It is a seahorse. So I've been thinking about the ocean a lot lately and how much I would love to go. So, all right, here we go. I think I'm going to do it right on down just a bit. All right. So we'll catch all their ends there. Go ahead and ink this up. I love Lost Coast Designs. They are awesome. You guys have seen me use a couple of their stamps lately. I know the bird was theirs in my last Christmas in July video. And it seems like there was one more. And I actually will probably be using another Lost Coast stamp coming up for this Saturday too. So, but it is definitely with a twist because the theme coming up for this Saturday is non-traditional. So, yeah, watch out. Hold on to your socks. Okay. So, it's just this beautiful goddess maiden lady riding on her seahorse. I need to get that middle part stamped really well. Alright, that should work. Paper's peeling just a tad. Okay. So I'll slide this out of the way. I'm just going to go ahead, since the paper's still just a smidge damp, and dry this just a bit. Alright. So now, I've gone ahead and cut some base cards, and I just did this really pretty purple, some green, and basically purple hues, but I think that will look nice on that. But we have lots more to do to this first. So let's see here. I have these little water droplet stamps. Got stuff all over my table. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink up all of those at one time. And we'll just kind of use those on the blocks and hope for the best. We don't really need the Misty, I don't think, for that. So I'll just kind of put one maybe there. Hope those look like water droplets. I don't know. Yeah, I think they will in the end, but we'll see. Big one there. Oh, maybe this little one way down here. And there. And we need some round bubbles of water or sea drops or something. I think I need something there. Okay. That's enough. Sometimes I just want to keep going. But we're basically just using it for some texture anyway, because all of our seaweed and things like that are probably going to pretty much cover this up. So that'll be okay. Alright. So now I'm going to go ahead, find some tape here, glue this down. And then we'll start adding all of our sea stuff, as I call it. Anyway, so back to Lost Coast. The owners are awesome. There's some new things I'd like to order soon. I have to go over and check them out again. She did make me a beautiful necklace that I still get compliments on every time I wear it, out of some type of clay. And sent that to me. That was gorgeous. Okay. And they have the cutest dogs. I always talk about everybody that has dogs. I'm just like a huge fan automatically anyway. Even without the stamps, I'd probably still be a fan for the dogs. Okay. So, here's the deal. I cut out let me show you the die. I cut out a bunch of different seaweed pieces and things. I just cut the back off until I get time to label all my stuff. So that seaweed is from, well, I guess they all are actually. Yeah, they're all from Memory Box. But anyway, so I just kind of keep them stored in there until I can figure out a better system. So I have a bunch of these. And I guess I'll use those. Grab some of these. I did all these in the same color pretty much. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Let me find my glue. I have one laid out here, but it's not the glue that I'm really looking for. Here we go. I'd like to use this multi-medium stuff here. But if we need to, we can use this, and I'll go ahead and turn it upside down so it can kind of drain down a little bit, because you know how they get. But my full one is somewhere. Let me give this thing another spin. Nope, don't see it. Oh well. No worries. Okay, so let's kind of place some of these here and there. These really long pieces. So see how that's going to kind of cover up all the basic stuff. I did them in just a dark and a light shade. I'm probably going to put this down here, but just cut that off. But we will see how that goes. I don't know if I want that like in between. Or do we want it going all the way up? I kind of like the all the way up thing. I want layers and layers of it. So whatever comes of that. So I really like these little, okay. So let's put these little strips first down on the purple, because I feel like you can see those and they have character and definition. I'll put one of those kind of along there. I don't know. Let's just put these down first and then we'll go from there. So I have not been able to chat with you guys for a little bit. So how was everybody's 4th of July? Hope you had a good one. We did some grilling and things like that, so it was pretty good, and a little bit unexpected on a few things, and some of the guests, I suppose, I only invited a few, but then we had some family that was visiting somebody else kind of stop in, and some other family visited some other family not far from us, so we sent them up some barbecue, and we did ribs, and that's my favorite, is ribs. I could just have just a whole literally plate of ribs and not worry about anything else. But anyway, we fixed barbecued ribs, well, plain too, because I like, it's crazy, but I like plain ribs the first day, and then I like barbecue ribs to heat up the following day, because I definitely want leftovers with that. And then one person likes chicken. Well, we all like chicken, but I mean, I'm still focused on those ribs. So we fixed chicken and grilled some hot dogs and just all the barbecue stuff, some corn and things like that, all the grilling type of stuff. And then we did some fried potatoes, and then we did like a bunch of I guess you could call it just soft stuff, because as you guys know, my boyfriend's mother is in her 90s, and the sister is also in her 90s. She's like 95, and so they need some softer things. Not so much the sister. She actually still has her regular teeth. I hope my teeth last that long. That'd be awesome. But anyway, speaking of which, I'm taking her back to the dentist. She's never had any problems up until the last year or two with her teeth. Like, so she's had to get a couple of fillings and things like that. Never had a toothache, never had an earache. Like, how lucky is that? Wow. I went to the dentist not long ago, but that was an adventure all in itself. But I had a good checkup. I had to do my x-rays and whatever. It was like, you know, your 6-month cleaning or whatever, and then so once a year they do your x-rays, and I had a good report, so I was thrilled. Why is this not coming out? So definitely much excited about that. So I'm going to put this one over on the card a little bit. And is there one on this side like that? Here's a darker one. Nope. Here, I cut some extra ones up here. Yeah, we'll just go a darker one. Maybe it's not. No, it's actually the same color. So maybe I'll just kind of layer the darker ones over it. I can't believe summer is like heading towards over here. It's time to go back to school / work, whatever. I still call it like I'm 12 going back to school. You guys know that. I've noticed all the school supplies coming out. Of course, that doesn't mean anything because all the Christmas stuff's out and it's not quite Christmas. So, but all the little cute backpacks, and that's one of my favorite parts though, is seeing the kids come in their little shiny shoes and all that good stuff, and come back like on the first day. They're just adorable. But past that, they could just keep it, and then I'll just go back home and pretend it's summer some more. But anyway, the fall is always super busy, but that's okay. We still make time for some crafting, because that is important. I'm going to make even more time for crafting this year, I've decided, just because it's very soothing, very calming, very, I don't know, zen-like for me usually. So that is always nice after a stressful day or on the weekend or something. Alright, so just going to put that right alongside of that one, I believe. Glue's getting on that, but I don't guess it really matters. So what kind of glues do you guys use? What's your favorite glue to glue stuff on with? Usually I just pretty much use this. But I've been hearing really good things about the art glitter glue, which, you know, I got on that Heartfelt Creations kick for a good while, and I don't know why I never bought any of that. You guys hear the train horn? Listen, choo-choo. Can you hear it? Alright, so I'll trim just right there. Go ahead and trim all those. I'll just kind of spread those along a little. And I thought about, I don't know, sprinkling some sand down here to cover everything up, but we'll see how it goes. I didn't want these to be quite that tall. I might make 2 tall and 1 short. Not sure yet. Just want it to look like she's floating through the ocean floor. I kind of wanted to cover them up just a bit. But this is not your typical seahorse, I know. But if that failed, I did get this cute little guy out. He's adorable. Found him at Hobby Lobby this week on sale. I loved that they had their stamps 40% off. So that was a nice find because I needed to pick up a little prize for my cousin who I'm going to go visit soon. And she does some stamping, so I wish she wasn't quite so far away for me to travel and see, because then we could get together and stamp. But it's like a 4-hour round trip, so I don't really do that too much. Just the year gets busy working, and they own their own business and things, and or a couple businesses, I guess. And they're tied up a lot and never seems to quite work with my schedule. She keeps sending me her schedules right now, so I'm kind of trying to work that out with some of the things I've got planned. I'm kicking it into high gear right now because, you know, it's like you meant to do all that stuff at summer, and then you kind of realize, oh my gosh, it's almost over and I haven't done it. So now I'm like planning everything here in the last few weeks. But I'll get it in. It'll be fine. Yeah, not liking that. Not liking that. Okay, maybe over here. There we go. Okay. So, what else can we add here? I think that's sort of enough on the, I don't know. I mean, I've got plenty more over here cut. You guys think we should do a little bit more or not? I always pause, like, totally waiting for you to answer me. You're just going to come through Magic YouTube Land and say, yep, think so. Add 4 more. I'd freak out. Be like a ghost talking to me, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh, Monday. Today, what's today? Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. So Monday, you know that I always watch my ghost shows called The Haunting on the Travel Channel. And it was so good this week. Like, a couple of them were like still meh, whatever. But alright, so now I feel like this side over here is lacking just a bit. So let's add a couple things over here. Anyway, there was one about a doll named Norman. That was my favorite. And dolls creep me out. You guys know as much as I love all the Halloween stuff and all the spooky stuff, I'm still like, no dolls. But, I don't know, I love them at the same time, but I definitely would not, like, keep them in my room or anything like that. Just saying. Because you never know about those creepy things. Anyway, I didn't even really have that many baby dolls as a kid. Like, I had Rainbow Bright. I really liked her. And I had a couple of Cabbage Patch Kids. Do you guys remember those? But that was about it. Like, I had the occasional baby doll, but they just didn't, I don't know, didn't last long or something. Alright, I don't know. It's just turning into a hot mess now, so I'm going to stop. We're going to figure out a way to pull through and save the card. Okay, so now I have some of these. These are the liquid pearls, so we might add some of those. I have some gems. I have some sparkly things. But I think I really do want to add that sand. Or some shells. Yeah. Hang on, guys. I have these shells behind me. So, some cool shells across the bottom. But I'm going to need some more heavy-duty glue. So, let me grab that. Oh, here's the sand. Cool. Look, there's the sand. You see the giant bottle? Alright, just looking for some clear. This'll work. I've got like an entire giant container of glue. So here's the big sand one if we want to do some sand. But I think we'll just do probably some shells for now. So And plus it would cover up all this mess. I cannot, this is driving me crazy. I cannot get this glue stuff off my fingers. Okay. So, let's just goop a bunch of glue on here for now. And we will see. This is going to, well, I can do the inside later. I was going to stamp something on the inside, but hadn't thought of all this mess yet. So, we'll imagine the inside says something fabulous about the ocean. Alright, so we don't want them to be too huge. Smaller shells would be good here. I like these flat ones. I don't know, I really like those too. Just maybe not huge. Add one of the little swirls. I love picking up shells on the beach. It's just like the most magical thing to me. I don't know. And I'd probably still build sandcastles if, you know, I could like steal someone's child or something to do it and not look like a crazy grown-up building sandcastles. But I always dreamed I would live in a sandcastle. Didn't you guys? Of course. Come on now. Anyway, alright. I think this looks fine. And if it doesn't, like, I don't think there's any stamping police that are going to come and tell me, no, it's wrong. You're fired. You're in jail, the stamp jail. You can't stamp for a week. Alright, so I just want to grab some of these little baby ones and put here and there. Oops. Alright, one little one right there. Okay, and that should work. Okay, so I like that better, don't you guys? Like, that's better. Look how pretty that is. Okay, that helped the card. That really did. I feel better about it now. Alright, so let's slide those out of the way. I'll pack that up later. Okay, so I have some of these, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to use those. I think I'm still going to go with some of these. Or maybe some of these gems. I keep a little tray of like my favorite ones or whatever out. So let's just add a few here and there. Let's add whoops, oh my god, a little drop of blue right behind there too, just so that flattens down a little. Alright, so where are we going to put these? How about one right there, one there, maybe one in between there somewhere, down here, over there in the middle of the bubble, and we'll see if we need more. Alright, so down here we're going to do a larger one, and the glue will dry clear, so it'll be fine. And then I'm going to do all this size, I believe. And my greens, I don't really have that particular shade of green, so I'm just going to skip the green for now. I could do the alcohol markers and color a clear one, and that way it's actually a better investment if you're going to buy just the clear ones and go with that. If I had it to do over again, I would probably just do that and use the alcohol markers, you know, to make it whatever color you need at the moment. But I'm going to use these tiny, tiny baby ones and do one like right there, one up there, one there, maybe a little bit more glue, one there. We'll see how that goes. I love that they, this is a box at Hobby Lobby. If you use your coupon, you can get it for like $5, I think. And it's a huge box, and they never really run out. I've been using them forever, so. Alright, that gives it a little more two-tone color. I'm going to do one more right in there, maybe. Alright, so now we'll find some fabulous stamp to stamp on the inside whenever we can manage to turn it over. But that's the basic thing part. Actually, you know what? I could use this extra piece that I did, since we did not mess up on stamping her or whatever. I could stamp something about on that so it kind of matches the outside a little bit and go with that. So, alright guys, well this is our card for today. Thanks for hanging out with me, and don't forget to check out Lost Coast Designs. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, I just really like them. But, you know, it's good to shop with good people, right? So, alright guys, I will talk to you later, and take my Seahorse and ride away. Bye.